So this is Iryna. She was born in Western Ukraine, correct?
Yes.
You moved to this country when?
13 years ago when I was about 18.
And you have family there still, right?
Yes, my whole family's still there. My parents, my cousins, all the people I grew up with, my friends. So yes, all the people that are close to me are still in Ukraine.
And you keep in contact with them every day?
So it's funny because I've called them occasionally before this whole crisis happened, and now in the last 28 days or 29 days now, I've been calling them every day. So I say I spoke to them more in the last month than I did in the last 13 years.
Is it your mom and dad both, or just your dad?
Both of them.
Both?
Yeah.
So where does your mom stay during this time? And your dad, and what is he doing?
So luckily, we have a house outside of the city center, and it's a pretty large house, and they live there with my grandma. And that's where a lot of my cousins and their families been hiding out at, because they had to flee their bigger cities that are being bombed
So
on
they're in a
daily
smaller
basis.
city right now?
Yes.
And your dad, he was a police officer in
Correct.
Ukraine at the time,
Yes.
right? And now he's was he in retirement, or?
Yes, he retired a couple years ago.
And now he's back out, and what exactly is your dad doing each day?
So they're calling every male 18 to 60 if he's medically capable of serving the army. They're calling them back to service. And the challenge right now is that we are getting a lot of help from different countries, including United States, but we're not getting enough help, and we're not getting it fast enough. So they have to go out and, go stand at these checkpoints and do
So
different
your
things.
dad's staying at the checkpoints?
Correct.
With the
Yeah, so
weapons, but
basically on a highway, and every car that goes through, they have to stop the car, they have to check the documents for every single person that's in the car and make sure that there's no Russian insiders coming in trying to do something bad.
And do they have bulletproof vests on? So, I mean, what
So
do
they
you
have
think?
nothing.
What do you think the real needs are right there with the civilians fighting now, and what do they have? What do
So everything is lacking, supplies are limited, and they need everything from shoes and uniforms to bulletproof vests to weapons to cars, everything.
What about the food? How are they being sustained? And I mean, there's the bottom line: you need food, water, electricity.
So we're agricultural country, so that
That's
helps a lot because people still do farming. They have grow potatoes and they have livestock or whatnot. So a lot of people still have some sort of supply of food, but people that live in Kiev, they don't have a backyard to go and grow anything on it, or people in Kharkiv, the occupied cities, those are the ones that are struggling the most right now. And to kind of tie it back into the topic of this conversation, I'm going to use Mariupol or Kharkiv as an example. People there were without water, without heat, and without electricity now for weeks or almost a month. That means they can't go to the bank, they can't get cash out, they can't use their credit card because the paying terminals are not working.
Right.
There's no electricity, so they are starving to death as we speak. There are people sitting in the bomb shelters, children, women, and elderly, and they're simply dying on top of being murdered by Russians on the streets for just being civilians, for not doing anything.